relationship been like with him? You've had a number of conversations.
I do. I have frequent conversations with him. He's very accessible, very easy to talk to, and so I'm really pleased.
And on the Bronco and the Ranger, is there kind of a personal feeling of pride to bring back these heritage nameplates?
Well, yeah. I mean, I have owned Broncos right from the very start when I got my driver's license. So yeah, I love it, and I'm very, very happy they're coming back to Michigan.
So when will the Bronco go on sale?
We haven't announced that yet.
So the Ranger will be 2018?
18. Yeah.
How much different is it going to be?
18 build, 19 sale.
Okay. With the technology, how much different is it going to be from the old Bronco?
Well, it'll be a huge step forward. I mean, you know, the technology's progressed very far, and you know, it'll be off the T6 platform, and I think you're going to love it.
So will it be right-hand drive? Will it be a global SUV?
We haven't announced that yet.
Bill, can you talk exactly?
Happy New Year to you. Thank you.
Can you talk exactly about how Bloomberg and Aspen, how you're all working together? I know you said partnering, but how does that?
So you know, we're identifying cities that we can go to. We're actually partnering with them for thought leadership. You know, as we start thinking about cities as customer, which is something that we're very much focused on. I mean, obviously, you know, that's something very new for us. And you know, we're doing a lot of listening, frankly. Because you know, we don't. I think perhaps the traditional approach would have been to go in with a menu of solutions and say, here you go. It's really important that we listen to them first. And obviously, Mayor Bloomberg is putting together through Aspen Institute a really first-rate thought leadership group.
Mr. Ford. Why is it so important to bring back a small truck to this market and to have a body-on-frame SUV? I mean, we sort of, you know, why are we back in that place in the world?
Well, I mean, there's clearly customer demand for it, and you know, and I think that you know, part of it is we can do it. We had the capacity both in our facilities and also in our product development cycle to reintroduce these vehicles. It is the right time. I'm very excited by it, and I think they're going to go over great. Now, body on, you know, you mentioned the Bronco, and it's, you know, it will be a true tough Bronco, real off-road vehicle.
Do you worry about gas prices hurting those kinds of vehicles?
Well, we worry about everything all the time, but you know, gas prices is something we can't control, and you know, and I think that, you know, we planned our cycle plan going forward. You've seen all the electrification efforts we have, and so because it's a global, you know, these are global issues and global products now that we're developing. So we're not really developing for localized anymore. So we have to take a very long view of where we think the world is headed, not just the U.S.
Do you think this will add jobs?
Will the new president of the United States be dictating Ford's management policy perspective where you make vehicles?
When he's not. I mean, it's we made that decision. It was the right decision for us. It was the right business decision. We'll always make the right business decision for Ford. But I think it's important that we inform him of that. It's important that we understand his policies and where he's going. And I'll just say one thing, sort of parenthetically, Elaine Chao, as Secretary of Transportation, I think is a great choice. She, I know her well. I've known her in her prior iterations, both at Transportation and also at Labor. And she's someone that I'm very much looking forward to working with.
Quick follow-up, should we in Canada be concerned that Ford may produce fewer vehicles in Canada in the future if the president believes that it's in the U.S.'s best interest to produce more vehicles here?
Again, we're going to make the best decision for Ford Motore Company. And Canada's been a great place for us for many, many years. I don't see that changing.
Will this mean more jobs at Wayne Assembly?
Well, Michigan Assembly. Yeah, we had 700 new jobs we announced with a $700 million investment. I'm sorry, Flat Rock.
No, yeah, I meant Michigan Assembly.
Yeah. No change in Michigan. Yeah.
And with the Bronco coming here and being produced here, can we see additional jobs down the line?
Well, potentially. I mean, you know, you look at the multiplier effect that autos have, and so whether there are jobs or in the supply base, I think that's something you can look forward to.
Ford's Asia Pacific team's already had extensive development in that T6 ladder chassis.
Right.
Will we see more input in terms of the Bronco development?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, Ford Australia's done a great job with that.
Any concern about Ranger eating into F-150 sales?
Well, I mean, I think the best thing is when you cannibalize yourself, I'm sure some of that will happen, but I'd rather do it than have someone else do it.
And you said you have regular conversations with the president-elect. Can you characterize those conversations? What are you guys talking about?
We talk about all kinds of things, trade policies, currency fluctuations, tax policy. All the things that would affect our business. And I found him to be very informed and very respectful of our position.
And what is that position? What have you been telling them in terms of what Ford's needs are?
Well, that's private. That's private. But I'm very encouraged by some of the early indications, particularly on tax policy. Corporate income tax rate, I think, is something that all American companies would like to see lower, and that's something he's indicated he's willing to take on.
Mr. Ford, your exhibit has been one of the only ones that has actually showcased the way the infrastructure of the future, with not just vehicles themselves, but how we will transport.
Right.
In regard to transportation, how does it feel to be at the forefront of designing the way people get around, not just?
Well, I think it's it's very early days, and you're going to see lots of different business models emerge over the next few years. Some will work, some won't, and that's just the way new business models are. But I'm very encouraged that we are thinking this way, and we're thinking systemically and holistically. And also, I said in my remarks, we can't do it all ourselves, and we shouldn't try to do it all ourselves. So we need to continue to partner with technology companies, startups, cities. I mean, this is going to be a big deal. It should be a great opportunity to create really interesting business models. You saw some of that with Chariot.
Very excited.
Yeah, and there'll be others, other things coming too that we'll announce later. But this will be a journey, and it's early days in the journey.
Is Detroit a good market for Chariot potentially?
I mean, every city is potentially a great market for Chariot because it's a crowdsourced route. It's a lot cheaper than an individual ride-sharing company. And importantly, you're putting multiple people into a vehicle, so you're actually reducing congestion in cities. So cities would like this approach too. And I mean, I know for a fact that Ford Smart Mobility has plans to roll this out to many cities because it should be applicable around the world.
Has Ford already started meeting with any particular cities you can name?
Yeah, well, San Francisco certainly, and Austin we're working with, Texas, and others will be named later, but not too much later.
You mentioned the hybrid Mustang.
Yeah,
it's in my camera.
Like that.
Well, we're doing, the Mustang will, I think what you'll see from an enthusiast standpoint, because the first question I asked is, you get much better low end torque, and it'll actually help performance.